Hey everybody, Dr. Kevin Passero here, just wanting to touch base with everyone on some thoughts I have about the current COVID-19 pandemic. Lots of my patients, family members, friends have been regularly checking in with me, trying to get my thoughts and any insights I have into what's going on. So I thought I would just make these three short videos. In the first video, we're just going to cover some basic things around the information that you're hearing from the media, some tips that I have as far as staying calm and getting through this difficult time. In the second video, we're going to be talking about some common health conditions that patients have been talking to me about, some related to people that actually are dealing with COVID-19 and some with other issues that they're just concerned about. So I'm going to get into that. And then the other video, last video, is going to be discussing some updates to the office operations. So let's go ahead and talk about the first topic, which is just some basic ideas about dealing with the current stress and anxiety of the situation. So my first bit of advice is to just understand that this is an incredibly challenging and unprecedented time in our history. We haven't seen a pandemic like this since 1918, and everybody that I'm talking to was not alive during that time. So for most of us, this is a first in our lifetime. There's major concerns around the economy, job security, finances, and of course, our health. So the first thing that I want to encourage people to do is understand that whatever emotions you're feeling, maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's depression, overwhelm, maybe you're just feeling more relaxed because you don't have to adhere to your normal work schedule, but you have a job that was flexible enough where you still have vital income coming in. Whatever the emotion that you're feeling, my advice to you is to just let yourself feel that emotion. Whatever you're feeling is normal. Try to avoid things like I should be doing this, or I should feel this way, or I should be acting in a certain way. Just try and accept whatever it is that you're going through and understand that that's a normal part of going through stressful times. Negative self-talk, beating yourself up over an emotion that you're uncomfortable with or don't want to be feeling isn't going to get you anywhere. So just give yourself time to process it and be gentle and kind to yourself during this time of heightened stress. Second topic I want to talk about is be careful about how much media and news you watch. It's a very important time to stay informed and up to date on what's going on. There's no question about that. But the entire media platform is really based on fear. That's how they get a lot of viewership. So watching the number of cases, the number of deaths, listening to other people's stories, watching the stock ticker on the bottom of the screen, listening to politicians talk. These are things that are going to raise your blood pressure and going to incite fear and even potentially anger and just general bad feelings into your mind and into your body. And I suggest that you be very careful about how much that you watch, because firsthand, I understand that when you're scared and you don't understand what's going on, you want information, and the media is our primary source of information, but it can be one that can be a bit negative and lead to more stress, which only suppresses your immune system further. And more stress is not going to fix this problem any faster. So just be very mindful of what you let into your mind and into your heart during this time. It's a great time to focus on social media feeds and audio content and video content that's uplifting, that supports gratitude or maybe supports your faith or supports laughter. Try and have some fun and smile, because even though you may not feel like it sometimes, the actually act of laughing and the act of becoming positive does change your internal physical chemistry. And that's important over time, especially as we're quarantined and trying to isolate for longer periods of time. We need things to keep our moods up and our spirits high. So the next point is, please heed the advice of local, national, and world authorities on social distancing. This is the most important thing that we can do to slow the spread of the virus. It's not a cure, and it will never be a cure for what's going on, but it can slow the spread, and that does two important things. First of all, it reduces the amount of people that get sick at one time, which allows people who do get sick to have access to the proper medical equipment and medical services that they need at the hospitals. We know there's a shortage of ventilators in the United States, If everybody gets sick at one time, we're not going to have enough hospital beds. We're not going to have enough supportive care therapies to get people through the illness. So that's a huge factor. And the other factor is flattening the curve, as they call it, allows us more time to come up with potential treatments. They're doing some exciting trials with different medications, as I'm sure you've heard the president talk about. New York has started a trial of IV vitamin C in hospitals that came out of some research that was done in China, starting back in February with COVID-19. So as we learn more about this virus and we learn more ways to treat it, if we can slow the amount of people that get sick at the early phase, we may have some good viable options for helping people to get through it with less complications. So please, if you're not already seriously and very, very mindfully adhering to these social distancing practices, start now. You can visit with your friends and your family via FaceTime. Your kids can wait to see their friends on a play date. Please take this seriously. It is one of the most important things that we can do right now so that we can all get back to a normal life, or as normal as possible. And then also, please refrain from panic buying. This does nothing good for anybody except make it so that people who need access to things can't get it. Toilet paper, meat products, acetaminophen, pharmacy, over-the-counter pharmacy medications to treat symptoms. Be calm, make sure you're well stocked in case you do get sick. You probably need a couple weeks worth of things, but you don't need anything beyond that. There's no evidence that the supply chain in the grocery stores or any of the other places is coming up short. In fact, those places are booming, they're hiring more people, and we should have no problems with that. So those are my initial thoughts. I hope they're helpful. I told you I was going to keep it short. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about some really important health conditions that you need to be considering and some things that people have been calling and asking me at the clinic as far as a lot of different concerns that are coming up. So stay tuned. This next video is coming right up, and make sure you take a listen. Thanks for tuning in.